Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Christina Worcester, and in this video I will be recapping all of the books I read in the month of August 2025. Up first we have The Tournament by Rebecca Barrow. They Wish They Were Us meets nothing left to tell in this young adult thriller about three girls with entangled pasts who compete for glory in their private school's annual tournament, putting their survival skills and their relationships to the test. Gardner isn't like other boarding schools. They take in those who've been rejected everywhere else. They offer a survival skills class that has students killing and gutting animals, and then there's the tournament, a competition available only to 7 elite seniors. The tournament is revered by the entire student body. They do almost anything, including completing a series of grueling physical challenges to win the Champions Cup. And this year, 3 seniors make the tournament more cutthroat than ever. Max, the ruthless scholarship student who can't afford any distractions, not even her ex-best friend Nora's stupid confession of love at the end of last year that ruined everything between them. Nora, who always put herself on the sidelines so Max could have everything she wanted, but might just be ready for center stage now that Max has brutally excised herself from Nora's life. And Teddy, the transfer who's on her last chance and will chase any high that can pull her back from the gaping dark void inside herself that's always threatening to pull her in. If one of them wants to win, they can't let anything or anybody get in their way. This book had a really strong start, as it kept building up, but the ending kind of fell flat for me. Next up, we have my squad book club pick, Love and Olives by Jenna Evans Welch. Quick disclaimer, this is the 3rd book in a series. I have not read the first 2 books in this series, but I believe that they are interconnected standalones, so I think that's fine. Santorini felt like an island holding its breath, as if it were keeping in a secret. Liv Varenakis, my apologies, doesn't like to think about her father much, which makes sense. He fled to Greece when she was only 8, leaving her with just a few painful memories of their shared love for the lost city of Atlantis. So when teenage Liv suddenly receives a postcard from her father, who explains the National Geographic is supporting a documentary about his theories on Atlantis, and asks if she will fly out to Greece and help, Liv is less than thrilled. When she arrives in gorgeous Santorini, things are just as awkward as she'd imagined. There are so many questions, so many emotions that flood to the surface after seeing her father for the first time in years. Liv doesn't want to get sucked back into her father's world. She also definitely doesn't want Theo, her father's charismatic so-called protege, to witness her struggle. Even so, she can't help but be charmed by everything Santorini has to offer. The beautiful sunsets, the turquoise water, the sun-drenched villages, and the delicious cuisine. But not everything on the Greek island is as perfect as it seems, because as Liv slowly begins to discover, her father may not have invited her to Greece for Atlantis, but for something much more important. I enjoyed this book. I thought it was a cute and fun romance. I will say, I do also feel like it was very long. It's literally 500 pages, and I don't normally read books that are over 400 pages. So that was a little intimidating for me to get past. Next up, we have The Girls Are Never Gone by Sarah Glenn Marsh, which I read for my Instagram Chooses My Next Read vlog. Dare Chase doesn't believe in ghosts. Privately, she's a supernatural skeptic, but publicly she's keeping her doubts to herself, because she's the voice of Attachments, her brand new paranormal investigation podcast, and she needs her ghost-loving listeners to tune in. That's what brings her to Arrington Estate. 30 years ago, teenager Atheline Bell drowned in Arrington's Lake, and legend says her spirit haunts the estate. Dare's more interested in the suspicious circumstances surrounding her death. Circumstances that she believes point to a living culprit, not the supernatural. Still, she's vowed to keep an open mind as she investigates, even if she's pretty sure what she'll find. But Arrington is full of surprises. Good ones like Quinn, the cute daughter of the house's new owner, and baffling ones like the threatening messages left scrawled in paint on Quinn's walls, the ghastly face that appears behind Dare's own in the mirror, and the unnatural current that nearly drowns their friend Holly in the lake. As Dare is drawn deeper into the mysteries of Arrington, she'll have to rethink the boundaries of what is possible, because if something is lurking in the lake, it might not be willing to let her go. I get into this in my vlog if you're interested in watching that. I didn't really like this book. I thought it was boring. And last but not least, we have The Sunbearer Trials by Aidan Thomas, the first book in the Sunbearer duology. Welcome to the Sunbearer Trials, where teen semidioses compete in a series of challenges with the highest of stakes in this electric new Mexican-inspired fantasy from Aidan Thomas, the New York Times bestselling author of Cemetery Boys. Only the most powerful and honorable semidioses get chosen. I'm just a jade. I'm not a real hero. As each new decade begins, the sun's power must be replenished so that Sol can keep traveling along the sky and keep the evil obsidian gods at bay. 10 semidioses between the ages of 13 and 18 are selected by Sol himself as the most worthy to compete in the Sunbearer Trials. The winner carries light and life to all the temples of Reino del Sol, but the loser has the greatest honor of all. They will be sacrificed to Sol, their body used to fuel the sunstones that will protect the people of Reino del Sol for the next 10 years. Teo, a 17-year-old jade semidios and the trans son of Quetzal, goddess of birds, has never worried about the trials, or rather, he's only worried for others. His best friend Nia, daughter of Tierra, the god of earth, is one of the strongest heroes of their generation and is much too likely to be chosen this year. He also can't help but worry, reluctantly and under protest, for Aurelio, a powerful gold semidios and Teo's friend turned rival who is a shoo-in for the trials. Teo wouldn't mind taking Aurelio down a notch or two, but a 1 in 10 chance of death is a bit too close for Teo's taste. But then, for the first time in over a century, Sol chooses a semidios who isn't a gold. In fact, he chooses two: Chio, the 13-year-old child of Mala Suerte, god of bad luck, and Teo. Now they must compete in 5 mysterious trials against opponents who are both more powerful and better trained for fame, glory, and their own survival. This is the book I read for my sisters in my book swap. She picked it out for me, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun and fast-paced novel, and I will definitely be picking up the sequel. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You're the best!